Hey guys, so you know we have a 2016 Volvo VNL 730, and we were trying to do a regen and it does not work. It didn't work. We tried to do a force regen 4 times and it stopped. So usually when that happens, it's you have a problem with the AHI dosing module or your 7 injector. It'll be something like that. So what we did is we bought the dosing AHI dosing module right here from Volvo dealer. This is what it looks like, and I think this is the aftermarket one that they have. They said the whole US is out of the OEM product, so all there is the aftermarket one. So this is what it looks like. And I believe this one is about, it was like I think $500, but I have the receipt and I will tell you that later on. And they wanted 3 hours worth of labor on that, and they charged I think what, $178 an hour, and that was ridiculous. So we decided to take our truck back and do it ourselves, because we actually knew what was wrong with the truck, because when we did the force regen, we did the diagnostic ourselves, and on the dash the code was saying that it was did a little bit of research. It said it was the module problem. So even though we know what was wrong with the truck, we went on to Volvo to have them do a diagnostic, and to make sure that it was exactly that it was the same problem that we were thinking. So they charged us 3 hours of diagnostics, so it was like almost $600. It was 500 and change for diagnostic, which is ridiculous. And so it came out, it was what we thought it was. So instead of, and actually besides that, they said, oh, we need to change the 7 injector and everything else, and some other ridiculous stuff that we don't think it was necessary. And they gave us an estimate of almost $4,400, and we were like, that's crazy. Because so his friend had all this done last year, and I don't know what state it was in, but it was only a year ago, and everything was done for about $1,000. And for a quote, I mean, he got it done from Volvo also, but for a quote that we got from Volvo in Missouri, it was $4,300 and some change, and we thought it was just like, it's just ridiculous. But if this is something that we can do ourselves, so we just got the parts that we think that it was necessary, which is this, and a video that I posted yesterday on how we replaced the air dryer filter and the AHI regulator. That is basically all you need. I don't think we needed to replace the 7 injector, but if all this does not work, after we do the regen, after we've done all this and do the regen, then we will replace the 7 injector, but hopefully we do not have to do that, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, so it is under the driver's side, under the engine, under the driver's side. It's right here. This is where the module is. I'm not sure how we can get into this. This is the air hose, and those are the plugs that's gonna be coming off. There should be only 2 screws that is bolted up here. Let's see if I can. Let's see. here. It's where it's bolted, right here. Right there. And this one right here. So I'm gonna get those bolts out, and that sun is right there. Just can't see it. Okay. Hope you guys can see this. So there it is. Can't really get an angle of it, but there we go. So as he's trying to remove the old one, these are the plugs. This is where the air line goes. Right here. This is the fuel line. And this is for the line to go to the 7th injector. Getting into that crawl space underneath. So it would be easier if he could have turned the wheel first, so he could have gotten there better. But since yesterday we were replacing the air dryer filter and the AHI what's that thing? AHI regulator. We already drained out all the air out here. So if we had to turn the truck on to turn the wheels, that would all fill up again. So he's just gonna try to do it without turning the wheels. So the yellow part, you kind of have to wiggle and slide that out. Hopefully you guys can see that.
Should be just built to pull from the top.
Okay, so obviously I was no help in getting that out. My arms was not long enough that he was able to twist. I'm not sure you can see that out. And then still have to unplug the other one. The air hose, like I said earlier, you have to wiggle that out and replace it. Just the new one, you just shove it back in. But instead of doing that, he is going to cut it. So it'll be like a clean hose, and it'll be like a new part basically, and put it into the new one, because it's just to prevent any air leaks in the future. That is what he learned when he was an A&P mechanic, when he used to work on airplanes. That's what they do when they work on airplane engines. They usually just, cut it off at the edge, at the end of it, instead of, taking that part out and, and putting the air hose back in. Just to prevent the air leaks. Okay, so what he took apart from, let's see if I can point it out, from down there, this airline he just sliced off from there. That yellow down there you can see, and this is what we took off. this you just screw off, and this is what I was trying to get off earlier. This piece right here, the other plug, this slides out about, this is probably about 1/2 inch. So don't keep trying to yank it off. This part has to slide out before you can pull this plug off.
Okay, can you give me number 10?
Number 10. Number 10 what?
The socket.
The small one? This one?
Yes, and then the handle.
The handle. Okay, so this is the old part that came out. There was the plug that you had to twist out. And then this was the one that I was trying to remove earlier and I couldn't, because apparently the yellow part that had to be slide out earlier, we didn't slide out long enough. Apparently it was like 1/2 inch that you have to slide out, so he had to slide out all the way and it just unplugged. And of course here he just made a clean cut on the airline. Here is where the bolts are. This one had the longer bolts and this one had a little bit shorter bolts, and this is for the line for the 7th injector, and this is where the fuel line is. Where the fuel line is where it has 2 washers, and the new one comes with 2 new washers, so that's where you will be replacing those. So you won't be needing the old washers, of course, so you'll be using a new one for that. So yep, he is replacing that right now. So as far as the air hose, all you gotta do is really make sure it's a clean straight cut, and you just really have to shove that airline in as far as you can to prevent any air leaks, of course, and reconnect everything, and that is it. Make sure everything is free of any debris, you know, and that is it. And hopefully that fixes the regen problem. After we install this, we will start it up and do a regen, and hopefully we do not have to replace the 7th injector. I'm now putting all the parts back in on the new one. The plug that you have to twist in, it is a little bit tricky because you have to, there's this 4 little prong thing that you have to get it in correctly before you can
that's it.
twist it tight. But the one with that yellow thing that had to slide out, that thing just pushes in and it snaps in. And then the air hose, you just push in really tight, and that goes in pretty well. And then the line to the 7th injector, that one just screws in.
I think that's it.
And then that's it.
Yeah. I already tied this already too.
Things tied up.
Tied that.
Okay.
Already tied the 7 injector.
Alright, and then now we gotta do the regen, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to start it. Let
2.
the truck heat it up to like 180 Fahrenheit.
Alright, let's
I'm
try.
kind of worried about airline gonna short. I have to pull it. Yeah, like 1/2 inch.
And you said this part was actually changed out before too, right?
Yeah,
Looks like
it was changed before.
from the previous owner.
Yeah.
Okay, hopefully this fixes our problem so we can get back on the road. Okay, right now we're doing a force regen. We'll see how that goes. Okay guys, the force regen is done, and now we're going to look at the codes. So go to the menu, we keep going down, keep going until you see the diagnostics. The first one, active faults. You hit that, there's no faults.
It used to be fault on this mode.
And it said, what did it say before?
It said something like DTC something.
And that was because it said we needed to replace the AHI module or something.
Module, yeah.
That's what they, when I Googled that, that's what it was, that it came out.
Yeah, I think the code is DTC P24F600.
Okay.
I think that's what it was before. So now it's no fault.
Now it's no faults. So you go back.
And pretty much everything is
No faults.
Yeah. So
Back.
yeah, and then so we did the regen.
So we actually looked at everything earlier. There was no faults for everything.
You can check the status. So level is clean. You can check part regen. You shouldn't need any more. Shouldn't be need, so it doesn't need it right now because we just did one. So everything is clear, but I don't know why the check engine light is still on the dash. So maybe give a time to reset itself.
Last time it reset itself, we just drove for a little bit and the check engine light went off. So we're gonna try that for a little bit. But if it doesn't turn off, all we need to do is just to go to the dealer and they can override that code that they just have to plug it in their system. But there's no more faulty code in our end anymore. So everything that we replaced should have fixed all the problems already. So there you guys have it. Hope it helps. Okay, so what happened here is the check engine light is off. So what we did was actually turn the engine off, waited a few minutes, took the keys out, and then start the truck again. So that actually triggered it and turned off the check engine light. And so everything is cleared. So instead of paying almost $4,400 for the dealer, which is ridiculous, like how I said they were lying, you know. So with the 3 hours of diagnostic, which is also ridiculous, I'm pretty sure they lied about that too. But anyways, whatever. That plus all the parts that we bought to fix everything from yesterday and today cost us about almost $1,400. So instead of paying almost $4,400, it was about $1,400. So that saved a lot of money. I hope this helped you guys, and yeah. Oh, and also at the dealer, the service guy, I'm pretty sure he lied too, because he said, oh no, you guys can't do it yourself, you can't buy the parts and do it yourself because, you know, I'm sure you guys will mess it up, and there's no way you guys can do it yourself because you guys don't have the Volvo, what you call it, computer, whatever, the thing that you have to plug in, that, you know, you have to reset everything. Your truck is not going to drive, it's not going to run, you know. Once you change those parts, everything has to be reset. That is a lie. You see that? All that stuff went away. So don't always trust them, because they are, all they want is money, of course. Okay guys, so now we're home. So replacing the AHI module today and doing the regen. So the part was, let's see, the part was $466.86, and then they wanted to charge 3 hours of labor. Each hour was $178, and they wanted 3 hours, so that was $534. And then also for the regen, they wanted 1 hour, which is $178. Sorry. Hi. No, hold on. So today, doing this ourselves saved us $712 worth of labor. Now that we're home, they want attention. This is mocha right here, and this is coffee. Okay, guys, leave it. Okay, so on top of the 3 hours of unnecessary diagnostics that they did yesterday, a few days ago, that was seriously unnecessary because they didn't even really find out what was going on. They just kind of guessed what was going on. And so they gave us a whole list of what was needed. And apparently stuff was not needed. So what was not needed, okay, coffee. Okay, here's the list. So what was not needed is, let's see, where'd it go? Let's see. We did not have to replace the 7th injector, which is the part was $149.09, and then they wanted 3 hours. Let's see, 2 hours of labor, 3 hours of labor. No, let's see. They wanted, what is this? 2.5 hours of labor, $356. And then what was also not needed was replacing the DPF diffuser pipe, which was $307.21, which is also 3 hours of labor of $534. So yeah, those were not needed, which they said that they put in our quote too. So the parts that was not needed, labor and parts together, was $1,346.30. So we did save a lot. From today, which is $712, the stuff that's not needed, we saved $1,346.30. And yesterday, we replaced the AHI regulator and the air dryer filter. Let's see, we saved $445 in labor. So yes. And all those hours that they charged was ridiculous because we've never changed the parts ourselves before. This is the first time changing all these parts ourselves, and honestly, they are a ripoff because changing that the AHI module today, it is really hard to get into, really, but it took less than an hour, and they wanted 3 hours of labor. Crazy. But I hope that helped you guys, and if you really are unable to do it yourself, maybe you need to argue with the dealer, the service department, with the hours of labor, because we are not, this is the first time that we've done it, and they are supposed to be professionals, and they do not take that long to replace. So I know you want money, but this is just ridiculous, especially with the rates being so low right now and the diesel being crazy high right now. if you're an owner operator, you know you're not making really good money right now. I mean, we're taking loads that are over $3, you know, right now. We're not taking any loads that's under $3, but still we're not making like we used to. So we're trying to save every little bit that we can. Right, Raykov? Hi. Say yup. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Right, Mocha? Yes. Okay. Okay. Say bye-bye.